Hello dear students, welcome back to the NCERT Science class of 9th standard. Dear students, in the previous class we have studied about the giving the symbols about the chemical symbols of the elements that we have studied in the previous class, where we have studied 4 rules. We have to name the elements or the symbols. We have to give the symbols by four rules. The first one we have to give by the capital letters. The first capital letter we have to take the chemical symbol as a, for example, for H, for the hydrogen. The capital letter, the first capital letter of the element that we can say we can take it as the chemical symbol. And next, second rule, if 2 or more elements that begins with the same capital letter, for example hydrogen and helium, both they begins with the same capital letter, in such situations we have to take a second letter. See, for example, in case of helium, that we have taken the He. Next, dear students, third rule, and few elements are there, they are having the same capital letter and same second letter also. In such cases we have to take a sounding letter. For example, in case of magnesium and manganese, the magnesium begins with M and second letter is also A. And in case of manganese, the first letter is A, first letter M, capital it is, and second letter is also having the A. Both in magnesium and manganese, both are having the same capital letter, first capital letter and second letter are same. In such situation, we have to take the sounding letters. See what happens here? For magnesium, we have to take the manganese, and for manganese, we have to take a N is a sounding letter. That's why we have taken the Mn. The next, after this one, fourth rules. Some elements they have denoted with the help of the Latin names, with the symbols of the Latin name, that is for the sodium, natrium. Its Latin name is natrium. That by taking the natrium, Na. For sodium, Na we have taken. For potassium, we have taken K, that its Latin name is Kalium. And for silver, that is Arum. And for gold, Argentum. Ag we have taken. For silver, gold we have taken Au. Yes, like that we have taken the Latin names. The Latin names for the writing the symbols and all that we have studied in the previous class. Now we are going to study the atomic mass. Atomic mass. Atomic mass. In the beginning classes we have studied. In 7th and 8th we have studied the atomic number and atomic mass. When we see a structure of atom, it contains a nucleus at the center, and nucleus contains the positively charged protons, neutral particles, neutrons, and negatively charged particles, electrons, that we will study in the later classes. Positively charged particles, protons, negatively charged electrons are present outside the nucleus. They are revolved around the nucleus continuously. Yes. Next, what happens? The total number of protons and total number of protons is called is called as the atomic number. Atomic number. The total number of proton plus total number of neutrons is called as the atomic mass. Yes, that we have studied in the beginning class. Total number of protons and neutrons is called as the atomic mass, and total number of protons only we can say that atomic number. In the beginning class we have studied. But now we are going to study how to measure an exact mass, of the atom. That we can say the relative atomic mass. See how we will measure. There should be a standard weight to measure. There should be a standard weight to measure by counting the number of proton and number of electron, number of neutron. This is not a best way. Normal we can say, but there should be a unit to measure, to weigh the atom. To weigh the atom, there should be a weight, comparatively or relatively we have to measure. For example, if you are going to purchase any materials in the grocery shop, they are having the special weight. They will keep in a one side. They will measure the sugar and all whatever you are purchasing. That will measure by keeping on another plate and all. They are having the special units or the special we can say the special weights. By relating with these special units or the special weights, the grocery shopkeepers, they will give you materials with the relation of that relative weights. For example, the stones are available, metallic stones. Yes, it means by keeping this the weight boxes and all, they will measure and give you the materials. Like that, there should be a weight or the weighing units are the weights to measure the atomic mass that has taken in the beginning. They have taken the, for example, one more thing I have to tell you. If in some villages or somewhere there is no any units, they will use the soaps, the detergent soap they are using. It is of near about 250 grams. By keeping 2 or more, 2 or 3 and 4 soaps, they will keep on one tray, and next they will measure that. It means 4 tray. That is one soap of 250 grams. It means 4 soap. It becomes 1 kg. By relating these soaps, they will measure the whatever you need the materials. On that basis only, for the relative, here we can say the relative atomic mass. Relative atomic mass with the relation of this substance, with the relation of the weights, the masses of a material, we can say. See, one thing, in your textbook he has given the example of watermelon. A sailor, he divided a watermelon into 12 pieces. And he is going to sell the different the fruits, like for example the small fruits like the other any fruit materials, with the relation of the 12th part. He has divided a watermelon into 12 parts. He has divided the watermelon into 12 parts, and by relating with the one piece, he put one piece in one tray, and next he is going to measure the relation with the mass, how much material is required. It means they have taken in the beginning what happens, the relative mass oxygen atom they have taken for the measurement of masses of different elements, because oxygen is present in almost all the elements, almost all elements in the form of oxides and carbonates and all. Yes, but at the end it is also quitted or rejected. The later, after a lot of experiments, the scientists come to a conclusion that they have taken the carbon 12th atom. Carbon 12th atom, they have taken the standard unit for the measurement of relative masses. Carbon 12th atom, the isotopes are there, different isotopes are there in the carbon. See, carbon 12th atom they have taken for the measurement of relative masses of different elements. Yes, that's why we can say that relative atomic mass is defined as the average masses of the average mass of the atom as compared to the 1/12 the mass of the carbon 12th atom. That we have to. The average mass of the atom as compared to the 1/12 the mass of carbon 12th atom. By keeping one carbon 12th atom in one tray, and they are measuring the atomic masses of the different elements. Yes, by this we can say. Next, dear students, how do atoms exist? Next concept, that is how the atom exists. See, dear students, in the atmosphere, the different elements are there, like oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, argon, helium. Different gases are present in the atmosphere. In the soil, different types of elements are present. Yes, how they are existing? See, some elements are there, they are present in the atomic form. Atomic form. Some elements are there, they are present in molecular form. Some of them are they present in the ionic form. Atomic form also they are present. Elements are there, are the things or the materials or the substance which are on the atoms, they are present. The form of atom or they exist in or the atom in which form it is exists. The atoms or the elements are present in the atomic. Some elements are present in the atomic form. Some elements are present in the molecular form. Some elements are present in the ionic form. And here about these we will study one by one. The first one, atomic form. See, in the universe, in the atmosphere, the oxygen is present in O2 form. Yes, oxygen is present in O2 form, not in nascent oxygen. Oxygen is every time the oxygen is present in O2 form, not here in the. But argon is present in here only, argon. Then helium is present alone, not to here. But oxygen is present in that form. Yes, that is we can say the atomic form. Some elements they are present in the atomic form. It means, see, noble gas elements. For example, helium. You may see in the column number 18 in the periodic table. In the periodic table, when we see the column number 18, you will see that the noble gases, that is helium, lithium, helium, argon, krypton, xenon. Yes? Like that you will see the group number 18 elements, they are present, they will noble gas, they will not react with any other. The elements which are present in the group 18 that will not react with any other elements, such elements are called as the noble gas elements. They are present only, it means they will not combine with any other, and also itself also. It means they are not present in the form of argon in that form, and also they will not combine with any other. Their valence is zero. That combining capacity is zero. That will not combine with any other elements. Yes, but oxygen is present in it. See here, molecular form. Oxygen is present in the molecular form. Yes, some elements are there, they are present in the ionic form. It means charged particles are present. For example, here, isn't it? Some elements are present in the atomic form. Some elements are present in the molecular form. Yes. See here, some elements are there, they are present in the atomic form, that is, and some elements they are present in the molecular form, that is. See, here we can say the atoms of the molecules, we can say here monoatomic, that is the number of atoms present in an element or elemental form, that is called as the atomosity. The number of atoms present in an element, that is called as the form of elements, or the number of atoms present in a molecule is called as the atomosity. See here, argon and helium, they are present in uniform single form, that is monoatomic molecules. Monoatomic molecule. But oxygen, see, one thing I have to tell you, molecule. Molecule means if two or more elements combines, see for example, oxygen plus oxygen, that gives O2. Oxygen plus oxygen, that gives O2. And suppose here O plus O, that gives O3. Yes? Here what happens? Molecular form. Understood? Atomic form means they are present here. Atomic form, this one is the atomic form, and this one is the molecular form. And suppose for example here positive or negative, what happens? That is called as the ionic form. See, where in a molecule you will see the one or more than one element, more than one atoms. Molecule is the smallest particle of matter in which the small particle of matter in which two or more elements, two or more atoms are present. More than two atoms are present. See, here monoatomic molecule means argon and krypton, they are monoatomic molecules, and this one oxygen is diatomic molecule. The atomicity of oxygen is diatomic. Diatomic. Some elements are there. Some elements are there. Some elements are there. For example, phosphorus. Phosphorus P3, that is they are present in triatomic molecule. Triatomic molecule. Next chapter is one, dear students, sulfur polyatomic molecule. Sulfur polyatomic, number of atoms of sulfur combines to form a compound or a molecule, that is polyatomic. Polyatomic. Monoatomic means a single atom is present. Diatomic means oxygen that contains the two atoms. Next, triatomic means phosphorus that contains three atoms. Then after this one, sulfur is a polyatomic. More than three atoms are combined and forms a polyatomic molecule. Yes, that is present in that forms. Next, dear students, molecules of elements and molecules of compounds. Molecules of elements and molecules of compounds. Here, before that, we have to see ions. Charged particles. Some elements that are present in the charged form, that is charged particles. Charged particles, for example, charged particles are called as the ions. The negatively charged and positively charged particles are called as the ions. Charged particles. Charged particles are called as the ions. And here there are two types of charges are there, positive and negative. Positive ions are called as the cations. Positive ions are called as the cations. Negative ions are called as the anions. See, here what happens? Na plus, this one is a cation. Cl minus is a negative ion. Isn't it? Positive and negative ions are present. Yes. The next study, students, how the elements are present. Molecules of elements. Elements means group of same kinds of atoms is called as the element. Group of same kinds of atoms. Suppose for example oxygen atom is there. This one is the oxygen atom. Suppose for example here carbon, carbon, carbon. All the atoms of same kinds. All the atoms of same kinds having the same physical property and having the same atomic mass. Such elements, such a group of elements, such a group of atoms are called as the elements. See, molecules of elements. Molecules of elements. Molecules of elements. Molecule means two or more elements combines to form a molecule. Suppose for example O2 is a molecule of element. See what happens here? Oxygen plus oxygen, that gives O2, molecule of oxygen. Yes. Next, molecule of compound. That is carbon combines with oxygen molecule, that gives carbon dioxide. A molecule of compound, a molecule, single molecule of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a compound. A molecule of carbon dioxide atom of carbon and one molecule of oxygen and forms a carbon dioxide. Yes. Next, dear students, molecule of element and molecule of compound is over. Next, dear students, writing the formula, chemical formula. How to write the chemical formula? How to write the formula? Before going to write the formula, you gotta remember this. See, different formulas, chemical formulas are there. Carbon dioxide is the formula. Then H2SO4 is the formula. CuSO4 is the formula. Yes, H2O is the formula. How to write these formulas? Yes, how we are writing the formula? Before going to study the writing the formulas, we have to know one term that is called as the valency. Valency means combining capacity of an atom. Combining capacity. See here, dear students, I am having two hands. And I can hold the two peoples or the two persons with my two arms. I am having my capacity is two. I can hold, combine. I can combine the two persons. But in case of octopus, 8 hands are there. In octopus, 8 arms are there. The combining capacity of octopus is 8. Yes, like that, in case of atom, it is also having the combining capacity. It is also having the combining. How it is growing, how it is developing. Means how the combining capacity is there in the atom. See, you have studied earlier that is atom. Atom inside the atom, at the center of the atom, the nucleus is present. And the nucleus, what happens? The protons are present. In the nucleus, protons and neutrons are present. And electrons are there, that is revolving around the nucleus. Electrons are there, they have to revolve around the continuously. Atom is the smallest particle of an atom, but even that they contains 3 more subatomic particles. The first one is proton, neutron and electron. Proton and neutron that is present inside the nucleus. Electrons continuously revolve around the nucleus. Yes. Next, dear students, that is continuously revolving. Electrons are revolving around the nucleus. See, on revolving, they are present in pairs. They are present. The electrons always present in pair. See, the electrons, some electrons, they are present in unpaired. The singly, they are present in unpaired. If the electron in the outermost orbital is unpaired, if an electron is unpaired in the outermost orbital, not in the inner orbital, the number of unpaired electrons on the outermost orbital is called as the valency. And these unpaired electrons, they form the bond with the unpaired electron of another atom on the outermost orbital. They will combine and form a compound. Isn't it? See what happens? In case of hydrogen atom, one electron is present on outermost orbital, and here one more hydrogen atom is there. One more hydrogen here, one more electron is present. See, in the hydrogen atom, only one electron is present on the outermost orbital. That is, the number of electrons on the outermost orbital is called as the valency. And this is nothing but the combining capacity. The outermost orbital, the number of unpaired electrons on the outermost orbital is called as the valency. That is combining capacity of an atom. See what happens? These atoms will combine. See what happens here? Here one hydrogen and here one hydrogen. That will give H2 molecule. Both they will combine. Both they will share the electrons. Or both one will donate or one will share or one will accept the electron. Like that they form the bond. Yes? It means by sharing the electrons, or by gaining the electrons or by losing the electrons, they form the molecule. It means the electrons which are present on the outermost orbital are participating in a combination with the other elements or atoms of the other elements. That combining capacity or the unpaired electrons on the outermost orbital, valency. While writing the formula, we have to know the valency of elements. The different valencies they have given in your textbook. Different valencies they have given in the textbook. The page number on the page number 37, they have given the different the valencies. For in case of hydrogen, the valency is 1. Yes, in case of hydrogen, the valency is 1. In case of oxygen, the valency is 2. In case of carbon, the valency is 4. Isn't it? The combining capacity, that is called as the combining capacity. Yes, for hydrogen 1. Isn't that is called as the valencies. The remaining we will study in the next class for the writing the formula.